right, so it's a lovely good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Point of View on Ubuntu channel. Now, I am your host, or should I say co-host, together with Chaza. Chaza, hi, good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing this evening?
I am doing fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Doing pretty fine. You look fresh. It appears something has changed on you. Is it a new hairdo and a new beard do?
Well, I had this other gender forcing me to do things, so I just had to do it.
That gender did pretty well because you look pretty fine.
Thank you so much. We are reviewing the week, Chaza. Let's start with you. How's been your week? How busy has it been?
My week has been okay, but like you have said, busy. It has been very busy. And yeah, it's a weekend, trying to rest, but duty calls again this evening.
Mm. Well, it's
How
really
how
been
how
a
was
busy
your
week. Well, it's really been a busy week. So many things happening and so many places to touch down and cover things. And as Ubuntu, also been busy trying to bring things into perspective and just try to make sure that we bring content to our viewer out there that is watching. If you have just joined this live stream, you are welcome. Thank you so much for joining. This is Point of View. Now, on this program, we get to give you the platform to get to select stories that you would love to talk about or comment on as we get to discuss the happenings of the week. So you pick a new story, you comment on it, or you have a say on it. Better still, you put through your idea how you think the story should have been covered, how you think the reporter should have done the story, and any other thing that was supposed to be an F. But hey, it's not my show tonight. Chaza, it's your show. So I tossed it back to you.
definitely is Ubuntu channel, and we are so glad to have every one of you joining us this evening. Just like another Saturday, 9 p.m. Central African time, Ubuntu channel brings to you Point of View. And Point of View, just like my colleague has indicated, is a program designed for you to actually express yourself as regarding the stories and news of the week. So the first one that we shall bring to you is something that is talking about Lusaka City Council raiding, the bars and taverns. Let's go straight into the clip and more on the other side as we get to analyze.
The Lusaka City Council has raided some bars and taverns, confiscating counterfeit varieties of whiskey and other alcoholic beverages. And the council has warned that the sale of counterfeit alcohol products has become rampant among those selling in home shops in Lusaka. Lusaka City Council Director for Public Health, Christopher Mtonga, says that alcohol, which is mostly whiskey, is being made in homes, packaged, branded, and then sold to unsuspected customers. Here are the details.
Not even whiskey lovers can tell that the product on the shelves is counterfeit. From a distance, one may not tell that the whiskey is homemade and does not meet the standards set by authorities. The whiskey is homemade, packaged and branded, and sold to unsuspecting customers. The Lusaka City Council has since warned that the number of counterfeit alcoholic beverages is on the rise. Now some Lusaka residents want the Lusaka City Council to intensify inspections.
The investigators, they should investigate about that because some of these blends, you find that they are fake. Yeah, some they are real, some they are fake. So they have to take note on that.
And the Lusaka City Council has warned of health complications which arises as a result of taking such counterfeit products. Christopher Mtonga is Council Director for Public Health, and he says drinking fake alcohol can cause serious health complications, and has warned all those making fake alcohol that they will face the law.
People are doing a lot of unscrupulous things. It has become rampant. That I can mention. How do we say that? It's because of our findings that we review such happenings, where, for example, people will package alcohol in residential areas and it's all hidden. So our appeal is that whenever there's such an incident where maybe a member of a general community knows that there's a certain place that is hidden for the people are doing such things, let them quickly report to the local authority.
Mr. Mtonga has also added that all those selling alcohol in home shops are doing it illegally.
The Liquor Licensing Act is explicit when it comes to how far a liquor trading premise can be from a residential place, a school, a health facility. The minimum distance should be 300 meters. So when you look at those, they violate that automatically.
Kasabola Mchimba, ZNBC News in Lusaka.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, leave a comment and subscribe.
Right, there we are. We have seen Lusaka City Council getting to raid the bars and the taverns, counterfeit products, and this time around we're talking alcohol. What's your reaction to that, Lance?
Well, Chaza, thank you so much. We must commend the Lusaka City Council for a bold move that they undertook. Chaza, it's not easy for you to go through into people that get these liquor selling licenses to go and check what kind of products they have on their shelves and just get to see if they are dealing with counterfeit or original products. So we say kudos to the Lusaka City Council for that bold move. I think most of the times we have just seen them raiding these nightclubs, taverns and bars for obviously to check what their license stipulates, the kind of brands or the kind of type of alcohol they're supposed to stock in their shops or in their different stores. But this time around, it was about counterfeit products. And it's really good because we know, I think we had, should be last week or the other week, when this same brand of illegal alcohol caused serious damage to people's health because they are unsuspecting people that think maybe whiskey ya cheaper. Kwinangwa mepeza nyo dula umepezeka ya cheaper, and therefore they get to buy it without knowing that actually it's a counterfeit and it has serious health problems, or it causes serious health problems to them. So it's really a good move. We commend Lusaka City Council and we urge them to continue raiding these bars and taverns, because it's not only a particular residential area that they visited which has in stock such brands, but it's different. These are dotted in different parts of the country, and therefore it's very easy for them to go through and do not just check the liquor licensing, but also check the products that they have. Do they meet the Zambia Bureau of Standards standard or quality? If not, confiscate it. And plus also, I think a penalty should be put across to people that are found erring or to people that are found selling these brands, because they know for a fact that what they're selling is not good for people's health, but they still go ahead and do that. So we need to see Lusaka City Council finding these people. If they can't manage to get to pay that fine, at least let them save, put them through to community service. We have so many places that are dirty and would use people that are breaking the law deliberately to clean them up. So kudos to Lusaka City Council.
Oh, yes, indeed. And we hope that such an activity can continue. We need such monitoring by Lusaka City Council. And most probably, if such continues, maybe the citizens that are indulging in illicit kind of brewing and also selling of counterfeit alcohol, maybe they would be scared and probably put to a stop to such a behavior. All right, let's get to the next item, and we'll see you on the other side just after the clip.
Of 2020. The first mandate is for FRA to manage the National Strategic Food Reserve. Secondly, to provide market access to smallholder farmers in far-flung areas. And thirdly, to manage the public agricultural storage facility. So when it comes to the National Strategic Food Reserve, our concern as CSO-SAN is just the fact that this National Strategic Food Reserve composition is never revealed to the public for us to really see what the content of this National Strategic Food Reserve. So this limits partners as well as also people that are complementing government's effort to contribute to just making a situation where we have a national strategic food reserve that can really drive the country to a food secure situation, but also making the relevant government institutions, including the Food Reserve Agency, relevant to some of their functions, including when we have emergencies as a country. So food aid, the responsibilities, in as much as the Disaster Management Unit is also tasked with those responsibilities, the Food Reserve Agency becomes the key institution that can help the country out of that situation or any food emergency situation. But the more FRA holds on to just, announcing
Right, that was CSO-SAN on FRA. What is your reaction to that, Lance? What do you make of that story?
Well, first of all, Chaza, obviously, for those people that have no idea or didn't know, this comes at the background of FRA after announcing the floor price for buying maize, buying paddy rice, and also for buying soya. So this is coming through after that, because in the statement that FRA gave, they said yes, they are buying maize at 160 kwacha per 50 kilograms of maize, and then they went forward to say, or they gave a certain tonnage of the tonnage of maize which they require in their reserves, which is 1,000. I think I'll get those figures right, but it's over 1,000 the tonnage. Now, this after that, they also said farmers are not bound to only selling to FRA or to government this maize. If there is any high briefcase buyer of these maize, farmers can take their maize there. So CSO-SAN is concerned if FRA can make such an announcement, where do they put us in terms of food storage? Because first, before you even think of you can sell to private briefcase buyers that might have or that might offer more than what FRA is offering, the 160. If such a person or if such people are there, if millers are there that want to get maybe a 50 kilo bag at 250 as compared to the 160 of FRA, don't you think, or doesn't FRA think that farmers would definitely take their produce to this briefcase buyer? So FRA must be concerned, or FRA must first think about making sure that we put a first priority of reaching that tonnage of required reserve that we want in the country, because we have to be food secure at the end of the day. We have to be food secure. How do we get food secure? FRA must have enough maize products or enough products in stock in their different depots that are dotted countrywide. So it was very illogical of FRA to just put out such a statement, and then we do not even know where we are in terms of food security. We don't know how many farmers will even be willing to go and sell their 50 kg to FRA at 160 when we have millers that will come through with higher amounts. We even have DRC Congo that buys these maize products, or that buys maize at a higher price than the one which is set by FRA. So FRA should know its purpose. Its purpose is not only to announce this is our floor price. No, FRA's purpose is to make sure that Zambia is firstly food secure. How is it food secure? Make sure that the farmers, that your local farmers, are given at least a floor price, which is very inviting for them to come through and decide to sell their maize to you, and not tell them you can also sell to a briefcase buyer. So that should be the case. I rest my case.
All right, thank you so much, Lance. I can see Lawrence is smiling already and has joined us. Lawrence, welcome to the show. We are delighted to having you.
Thank you so much, Chaza, and thank you so much for hosting me, and good evening to you and Lance out there.
Okay, you may react to the story that we are just from viewing.
I think first things first. I have a slightly divergent view from what Lance is just explaining, and I want us to look at things, to look at agriculture as a business for someone to find a way of making money. The notion of having farmers growing their maize and hoping to sell to FRA all the time, I think should come to an end. What I'm trying to say is that, first and foremost, FRA will always offer the cheapest prices for one reason. The reason is they have to maintain a certain price for the sake of balancing the prices of mealie meal as well. Because remember, we are looking at our staple food here. So when it comes to maize, FRA will always offer the cheapest prices, so that as a result, we also have cheaper prices for maize going forward. Now, I want us to look at agriculture as a business first and foremost. We should have farmers grow maize with the aim of making money as much as they can. If there are buyers out there offering more money, why not go for them? FRA has a mandate to make sure that we have enough maize in our strategic reserves. And as things stand, I've not heard of any announcement from FRA to say that they have depleted reserves. But it is always expected of FRA to buy maize year in, year out. Year in, year out, they have to buy maize from the farmers, because they provide the most reliable market for the farmers in most cases. But if there is someone out there willing to buy maize 200 kwacha per 50 kg, 250, 1,000 kwacha per 250 per 50 kg bag, why not go for them? I think this is how we need to look at this aspect. And going forward, let's always try to look at agriculture as a business, and in that way, we'll actually spend even less as a country on things like FISIP and things like that. Because when farmers begin to make their own money out of the maize they grow, I don't think they will need to be on FISIP anymore. Therefore, we reduce the cost on expenditure in agriculture. I think that's what I can say.
All right, thank you so much, Lawrence. This is a point of view, ladies and gentlemen. We are actually taking your views as regards stories and news of the week. We move away from this story. Let's get to the next one.
Zambia Air Force ZAF Commander Lieutenant General Colin Barry has called for the demolition of structures built within 500 meters of airport infrastructure across the country. General Barry says the presence of illegal structures is compromising security around airports, adding that there is need for the land to be reclaimed. He was speaking when he paid a courtesy call on Northwestern Province Permanent Secretary Colonel Grandson Katambi. More in this report.
They stand here ignorant of the signage that clearly prohibits these structures from being here. Land meant for a buffer zone for the Solwezi Airport has been encroached on by worshippers. The situation is the same across the country with most airports which also house Zambia Air Force bases. No wonder ZAF Commander Lieutenant General Colin Barry wants these structures gone.
This has really gone out of hand. It's gotten out of hand. The houses are there, and I would rather we start looking at demolishing those houses, getting back the land that was there. And if you look at even our airport, city airport in Lusaka, the whole of one side of that should have been, I think it's 500 meters away from the runway. Yes.
The military wing says security around the airport area is being compromised.
The president flies. He flies into these airports. If you have no buffer zone, then it's a potential area for somebody who has bad intentions to do something. So it really gives us a multiple list, a long list of problems. To those responsible for the planning of the town, they need to be serious. They need to understand that it's not them in the office that... I'm sorry if there's somebody here who is affected by that in terms of... There's one from plans there, I know. People have gone to sleep.
And the Northwestern Provincial Administration has an appeal to the service chiefs.
You find time with your floor commanders so that we take you through all these mines so that you start appreciating what's on the ground. So that when it comes to planning, you'll be doing so from what you have seen.
The ZAF commander and his entourage later held a closed-door meeting with management at Kansanshi Mining PLC.
Right, that's a story about land encroachment and its repercussions. What's your viewpoint, your point of view on this matter, Lance?
Oh, Chaza, it makes me, wonder, just like Lieutenant Barry, to say, where was the city planner? So where are the city planners? One must try to understand, or maybe let's put it this way. Before a compound or a residence is approved to be a settlement area, obviously we have land surveyors, we have city planners, we have all these other departments at the local council that tours these areas and see if there's a possibility of them being turned into a settlement area. Okay, and then they also determine, is it a residential area or is it a commercial area, or what kind of an area it is going to be. Now, it breaks my heart to see that even land for the airport is encroached on. Where are we going, or where were we going as a country, Chaza? This is very bad. This is very sad. It does not only breach the security of the president when he is either flying in or flying out using these different airports, but it just doesn't even show moral standing or moral ground. Because, Chaza, you clearly see a poster or a signage put there to say restricted area, and you decide to get in the same restricted area and erect a building so that you and your family or you and a few others can benefit out of it. I think here the city council has to be put on its task. We have to find out, how did those people manage to get into that land and erect buildings or erect a building there? Who authorized it? And when it was done, I'm sure airport staff saw that. Why didn't they also take a keen interest to find out who did that and why was it done? Or maybe to start a legal process against this vice or against this thing, because that is an act of immorality. I would put it like that, for lack of a better term, Chaza. That's not how it's supposed to be. Here, Chaza, it now brings about to government starting to spend, because look at these same people that have erected a building there. They incurred costs, okay? They incurred costs, and then if it is found that actually they were sold that land and the local government through the local council approved the sale of that land, then government has to compensate these people when it's about that time to demolish that house or to demolish that church or those churches which are in those areas. It's not only in Northwestern Province, Chaza. It's around the country. We have such happening. Restricted zones. We want to get in and encroach on the land. Guys, this is not how it should be. Let us be people of civility. Let us be people that chintu ukachiona okay, ichi choneka wrong. It's wrong, because Chaza, for a person who is in their right mind, it's impossible for them to go and to be lured in by a certain selfish individual who says, I am selling land. Where is that land? I want to see it. Then that individual takes you into a restricted zone. And you, as a buyer in your right mind, you say, yes, this is the land, when you can clearly see each pamparitan at restricted zone or restricted area. Guys, such immorality, it's high time that we get to do away with it. It's high time that even we, the citizens, get to question some of these things. We need to start challenging some of these things. You can't be taken for a ride each and every time you are taken to a place which even you can clearly see that this is not an area that can be sold by the local council or by anyone. So even we, the people, we, the citizens, we build this immorality. These people start it, then we grow it, we build it in them, such that it even reaches intolerant levels in this person who becomes even egoistic about it, and also want to go about or do whatever that they want to do. Chaza, it's very disheartening. It makes my heart bleed to see that the security of the nation is being breached in this way.
Thank you so much, Lance, and I do agree with you. And from what you are saying, I'm actually getting, two sides of it, that there's an illegality, there's lawlessness, and there are two parties that are involved. There's one who is probably given land or buys land, and one who gives out or probably sells out. So like you have said, you find that maybe 2 meters away from the rail line, somebody gets to build a house. And like you indicated, clearly one who is, wise, they would see that this is not a conducive place, for any building at all. just like the airport area there. So we see these two parties that are participating in an illegality. We have our director, CJ, who also has his viewpoint. I'd like him to come through. I don't know if it's in form of a message or anything. Please bring it on. We want to hear your viewpoint on this one, CJ.
Evening, Lance. Evening, Charles. Evening, viewers. My take on this issue of these encroachments. The local authorities and whoever is supposed to be in charge have really gone to sleep. And we're coming from an era where cadres would do all sorts of things, and it would be permissible. Down the line, you find maybe the place is kind of formalized. So you find this encroachment has really taken root, whether it comes to road reserves near the rail lines. People just build, and in the hope that they're going to formalize that place, and it's going to be part of whether it's a residential area or something like that. So the authorities really need to wake up and make sure that even from inception, when they just see these things mushrooming, they get on the ground and they make sure it is sorted out. Even if you take the matter to the police, they don't do anything. Okay? Whether it's because cadres were so powerful that even if police go there, they are the ones that run away. Whether Vinasari Ravija, I don't know. But in this new government, I think certain things should be put in order. And even all these encroachments, these illegal structures, they need to really look at them, not just to be looking at the elections that will be coming in 2026 or so, but let them start putting things in order right now so that our country will be a beautiful place. Restricted areas will be maintained as restricted areas. Even for planning purposes, things will be done well than the way it has been and the way that it currently is. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, CJ. We do appreciate for your voice. You've actually voiced out. You've added your point of view on the issue. All right, we definitely...
I add on?
Certainly.
Can I add on? Yes, thank you so much. This also, Chaza, shows just how much the local government is asleep. Because, Chaza, you will agree with me that in this country, under the Lands Act, before one erects a building on an area, a surveyor is supposed to go there to go and survey the land. Now, this surveyor is coming from the local government, if not the Ministry of Lands. So, this gets to show you how much our authorities were sleeping, and hopefully they wake up and start doing their work. Because if this vice continues, if we do not see a change in this, then it simply tells us that certain arms of government are irrelevant. They are not working, and therefore there is need for cutting such. Because I don't know, on Friday, I think that was Friday, we were attending Thursday or Friday. We were attending Public Service Day, and one of the speakers at that event said, in the civil service we have both the good eggs and the bad eggs, but it seems like the bad eggs are more than the good eggs, which civil service is trying by all means to get rid of. And hopefully that was true to the core, because we would love to see a civil service that is proactive, not a civil service that is all about eating taxpayers' money and drinking coffees in their offices, while its people are going on with illegalities, while its people are going on with doing all sorts of wrongs and immorality. Then we claim that we have a local government service that needs to offer services to the people. So we need to see the planning department in the Ministry of Local Government be at work. These are the people that shape up settlements.
Thank you so much, Lance. Right now. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a problem in terms of connectivity. I hope you have actually exhausted your point of view, Lance. Okay.
Definitely, thank you.
We go straight to. Thank you so much. We definitely go straight to having our commercial break, and on the other side, we continue with the rest of the stories. Stay tuned.
Ubuntu ninshira iyo abantu basenderamo ifyo umuntu afwiri okuba n'efyo afwiri okukita n'efyo afwiri okwikaliramo ubuntu.
Right, welcome back, and please give us the next story, and we get to analyze it on the other side.
Madam President, Mama Kateka, my sister nambera chifundo kwambiri. Naona chamene mwanyamula chiplagati. Mukambati munyumba wa mwana muli njala. Ine ningafuseko funso limozi pa utimo ndi mwa president. So iyo njala yamene muli nayo munyumba ni ya mtundu bwanji. Ngozi singa iziwe njala ya munyumba iyayi. Ndipo ndi mwa amayi. Na si chipongo iyayi koma ndifuna kuziwa nanga iyo njala muli nayo ya munyumba. Ni ya mtundu bwanji. Ndipo nyumba mujo mfuna pakudya pa mtundu bwanji. Because pakudya nabo vili pabiri. So that tiziwe mtiuzeko iyo njala muli nayo. Tima siku wanu boma ya waka inde muli demokrasi wantu akamba vili vonsi. Manje kaili njala munyumba ili pabiri. Kuli njala ya pasima na njala ya leka. Longa njala ya mene muli nayo imwe njala ya bwanji. Funso na yanka na funsa hiyo.
There we are. We have, two stories coupled up there. We had a protest. We saw a protest there by the HP president, and William Banda did react to it. I really don't know. What do you make of, these two stories, Lance? We have the actual protest and the reaction to the protest itself. Your reaction.
First of all, Chaza, it is a democratic right of every person living in Zambia to demonstrate or to take part in democratic processes. And a peaceful protest is one of those things or those issues, those rights that a person enjoys in a democratic country. So the route that New Heritage Party President, Madam Shala Kateka, took was exhibiting her right to protest over the perceived high cost of living. Now, this was a second part, because first part of her protest, the placard that she had before this one was actually depicting prices of small essential goods. She was saying one tomato is selling at 3/4, one onion is selling at 2/4 50 ngwe, and then there was something written kabali is 3/4, which after when I asked what kabali is, I actually found out that nikasala dikopimisa. Then also, some other things that she had put on that placard, and also this one. So we first commend her for being very brave to host so to conduct such a protest, because not everyone can do that, especially the opposition. They are hell bent at issuing tribal remarks, hell bent at issuing all kinds of statements that do not even add any value. Sorry to say that, but not add any value to the lives of Zambian people. So this is very brave. Now, coming back to William Banda, first of all, I was very disappointed when I heard those remarks. William Banda must realize that the UPND is no longer in opposition. The UPND is in power, and whatever he says will be twisted. Whatever he says will be misunderstood. Whatever he says will not be taken maybe in a good will that he meant it. So me, I was disheartened, disappointed, because such remarks for me are sexist remarks. How do you question to say njala ya munyumba ni njala ya bwanji? Who will have the other kind of njala munyumba to go and protest mu road? Alina ba husband wake otira protest. Sanga nde mu road kwenda otira protest kuti njala munyumba for the other hunger. So here, to tell you the truth, William Banda was offside. There's need for him to retract that statement, to apologize to this woman. And I was so glad that yesterday Cornelius Mwetwa distanced the UPND from Mr. Banda's remarks, because that is the way to go. We shouldn't grow monsters. We shouldn't be applauding people that issue sexist remarks, and much of all to a woman, when we are fighting to, to have 50-50 representation of women and men. So me, I did not take it lightly what William Banda said, and I think since that day I've been advocating on social media that this man must apologize to the woman. He knows the kind of unjala yeva nalemba paja pa placard, not yaja mafunso yeva nafunsa bamidala. So for me, I am not happy, and I still continue to say, let him apologize.
Thank you so much, Lance. We are still right here on the protest, lone protest by Chishala Kateka there, and the reaction by an elderly man, not just a man, but an elderly man who actually, asked a question to say, from the protest, what type of hunger was she protesting against? We have you, Lawrence. What is your point of view?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me back again. To start with, I want to commend the government of Zambia for allowing such protests to happen, because this is something that we have not seen in a long time, and it's something that we have to commend, because it now gives us, the citizens, a right to protest and the right to assemble, though we still have the Public Order Act standing in our way in that facility, in that vein. But on this one, I think kudos to the Zambia police, kudos to the government of the Republic of Zambia for this. Secondly, also it's kudos to Madam Shalakateka for taking up such initiatives and speaking out when things don't seem to be right in her eyes. And I think these are things that we have to commend, because remember, we are coming from an era where such things could not be allowed. And worse off, it's a woman we are seeing taking up the initiative to protest. But it's very disappointing, on the other hand, to see such remarks coming from an elderly man in Mr. William Banda. And it's very disheartening that he could even, it's very disheartening that there was someone who was filming that and even had the guts to post that on social media. I think such should not be allowed. Let's just be honest. We are a Christian nation, and let us learn to tolerate each other. The truth of the matter is that when someone sees cause to protest, it's important they protest. But if we're going to greet such protests with that kind of remarks, it leaves so much to be desired. Remember, we are talking about a woman who has taken it upon herself to try and alert the government of the challenges that people are going through right in the compounds. And these are things that we're supposed to take very seriously. The cost of living, to be honest, is somewhat high. It's something that we cannot debate upon, and even the government has recognized this fact for quite some time. But to hear such remarks from Mr. William Banda is very disheartening, and I would love to look at him as a father to some of us, and we're supposed to learn some of these things from him. And seeing such remarks coming from our father in Mr. William Banda is very regrettable, and I really feel embarrassed on his behalf for those remarks. I think that's what I can say.
All right, thank you so much, Lawrence. We quickly go to the next story. We'll see you on the other side.
Good. Welcome to Zambia Kids Daniel. What should people expect tomorrow night? Sorry. What should people... Any words for Zambians? What should it say?
Good evening, everybody. How you guys doing? Are you able to get me? Are you able to get me? Wake up, wake up. Don't sleep. This time in Zambia, how you feeling?
I feel great. I feel great, you know. Now that I met my flower girl, I don't know where she at. Where's she at? She's gone. Yeah. So yeah, it's good.
Okay. Yeah. So before we get to the flower girl,
gladly.
So before we actually get to the flower girl, I'm gonna teach you a very simple Zambian lingo.
Okay.
That you have to export out there.
Yeah.
We say Zambia Kuchalo.
Zambia Kuchalo.
You know what that means?
No.
Zambia to the world.
Oh man, Zambia to the world, for real.
Yeah, for real.
When I got to Zambia, when I was coming to the hotel, the first thing I saw was one Zambia,
one nation.
One nation.
Oh yeah.
And I put that up on my IG.
In your own words, can you describe that?
It's unity. That's like unity.
That. Yeah. I like that. So now, did you come straight from?
It was 9 hours, so obviously I'm tired. Obviously, yeah, but the thought of me coming to Zambia, kept me alive. Great energy, great people.
I'm guessing that's why you couldn't receive the flowers because you're tired.
No, not that. Honestly, I actually reached out, but I apologize on his behalf. Yeah. So can you give him the microphone to apologize to the flower girl?
Please. Here, when we see a man that's built like, we say big man.
Just say you're sorry.
Yeah, I apologize.
All right, Susie, what's your favorite Kiss Daniel song?
Okay, the story is plain enough. We have different characters, in this story. We have, the bodyguard, Kiss Daniel. We have the interviewer. I don't know if she's a journalist. What is your reaction?
Chaz, this whole thing makes me to laugh and smile because, yesterday Zambia's social media was awash. I don't know if you saw that. Many people reacted differently in different ways. And then there was somebody like me who saw things. When I watch videos, Chaza, unfortunately, you and me are into promotion. So when I watch videos, I do not watch for pleasure. I watch videos to see what is there with a critical eye. Now, the first video, obviously, is people said, oh, Kiss Daniel akana kuchita receive my flowers. He embarrassed the girl ko airport here and there. But Chaza, if you see the video, yes, he did not receive the flowers, but the bodyguard received the flowers. Okay, the bodyguard received the flowers. Even when he was walking behind Kiss Daniel, you could see that he has the bouquet of flowers. So what was the fuss all about from the Zambian people to say Kiss Daniel I cannot receive my flowers? So I don't know, people did not see that. All they saw is that, oh, Kiss Daniel is arrogant. And trust me, Zambians take opportunities where they see one. And this time around, they saw it on Kiss Daniel and they were like, does he know that Zambia is a disciplinarian? You should ask the Patriotic Front and Rema. They were made to apologize, this and that and everything. They even went to the extent of saying if he doesn't apologize, we should not go to the show. The show is happening today, by the way, Chaza. It's ongoing right now. When I read that, I went on my Twitter and tweeted to say, first of all, Zambians, you should understand that even if you shun the event, Kiss Daniel will not lose anything. Because one, he was paid his money in full by the promoter. He was paid money for his entourage in full as well. His air ticket was bought for by the promoter. It's a return ticket. Where he is staying, that was paid by the promoter. Advertisement was done by the promoter. Logistic was done by the promoter. Who is that promoter? A Zambian entrepreneur. So if you say, I am not going, are you punishing Kiss Daniel? No. You are punishing your own, who has spent a lot, so much, in making sure that this whole function happens. It's not only Kiss Daniel performing there. We have the likes of Chef 187, we have Yomaps, we have Slap D, we have Marky 2. They are all performing there, each other. So, me, when I saw that, that was my reaction. And then, funny enough, after that, the promoters announced that actually he will have a presser at this time. I followed the presser, and truth to what I saw, the bodyguard got the flowers. That's why you hear Kiss Daniel not apologizing him to say, I apologize for not picking, but he said, I reached out. Okay, so the bodyguard knows the drill because they travel a lot. So the bodyguard knows the drill. If there are flowers, there is anything to receive, it's the bodyguard to receive. Okay, that's how it is. I have received, as a journalist, Chaza, musicians coming out of the country, coming into Zambia. I've received Senzo at the airport. I've received Nkuli Dube at the airport. I've received the same Rema, Mr. Easy. How this whole thing is done, which people did not understand, is that it's a job for the promoter to tell the artist and his management to say, Mukafika pa airport, we have arranged this at the airport. You don't expect somebody who is not told to guess that this is what's going to happen. Yes, maybe he didn't have that kind gesture of maybe stopping or maybe just answering a few things. But these are the things that promoters must put in plain writing or request to people that they bring in the country. So for me, Chaza, I saw no fuss about it, and I just shared what I thought. Yes, many people received it positively, others negatively, received backlash, but we are still here, Chaza. So for me, there is nothing much to tell.
Thank you so much. This is known as Point of View. It is actually a platform for you to air out, your view on the stories and news items of the week. We still continue with the program. Let's get to the next story, and on the other side, we get to wrap up the program.
wabote, huyu badi wabote, wabote. Joko tebesu shaka puena isusha, Joko tebesu shaka puena isusha, againde, againde.
All right, before we actually get to react to this item, quickly, the director, you may bring the messages that we have so that we just read them through, because people have actually invested their time to participate and we cannot ignore them. Please, director, bring them on. Okay, this one is coming from Emmanuel Nkunika saying, good evening, wa Ubuntu. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. We do appreciate. Mulungu Ruben Jeremy is actually saying, listening. Thank you so much for listening. It's good to know you're actually listening. Pesi Chama saying, watching. Thank you so much. We do appreciate that you are actually, watching there. Lawrence Mulungu saying, how strong and alert is our border security concerning the importation of liquor from outside? Fake liquor comes from outside in most cases. Okay, thank you so much. We do appreciate there for your participation. So Jabu Enoch Tonga is actually saying following. Thank you so much. We do appreciate. Okay, Namuinga Precious Simwanza saying watching from Chililabombwe. Thank you so much. We do appreciate there. Chibonta Jule is saying William Banda caliber of politics is no. Thank you so much there, Jule. We do appreciate. And I must believe that those were the messages that came through. Okay, we do appreciate. Thank you so much, Mr. Director. Lance, what's your reaction? We have a song by the Artists United, and it's Morale. It's titled Morale. What's your reaction? What do you make of this song?
First of all, Chaza, I think I've been a strong advocate of returning peace in the country, harmonizing one another, and obviously embracing each and everyone. The badness with politics is that it divides people, which is not supposed to be the case though, but politics divide people. Okay, we are all Zambians, but unfortunately we belong, politics has made us to start belonging to a certain group. So it's like the country is divided in UPND and PF, which is a very bad precedence, which is a very bad thing. It's not supposed to be like that. We are Zambians. That's the first thing that somebody should recognize. The president always say, we are Zambians. He has recognized that we are Zambians. But Chaza, not diverting, but just trying to make a context out of this story. It's very sad that even in Parliament, when these people are debating, they will say, are you asking for Zambians or for PF? Are you asking for Zambians or for UPND? No, there's nothing like. Does it mean that UPND is not Zambia? Where is that UPND coming from? Are they not Zambians? Are they not coming from Zambia? So unity is what is needed. I have seen many reactions coming through from different people, because this is a group that was offering services, or is still offering services to Kalandania Music Promotion, which is or got a contract from the previous government or previous party in government, which is the Patriotic Front. And with the money they got, there was this arrogance, boastfulness, and thingy like that. People have reacted differently, saying, no, they shouldn't, we don't want another choir for UPND, we don't want this and that. But for me, I still call for peace. I still call for unity. I still say we are one. We are one Zambia, one nation. So despite whoever belonging to wherever, they still have the moral mandate of believing in what they want to believe in and still call themselves Zambians. So let's embrace one another. For me, this is all right. We can do anything for anyone. The only thing that I would ask of our artists is that it's time that they get to be strategic. You know, I would single out JK. JK by now should have been a very big artist who should be discovering talent and not busy singing party songs. I think I rest my case.
Thank you so much. Lawrence, please come through and add your voice to this.
First and foremost, it's important to acknowledge how good the song is. It's really a song they did justice and bang up for all we can say. But at the end of the day, I think by now these guys should have learned something, because they seem to have changed gears into the ruling party now. And now wondering what will happen if another party comes into power in 2026. Will we see the same guys singing new songs for the new party again, or what? Because it's strange that a group of guys who not so long ago were coming under fire for the songs they did for the former ruling party are now still looking like change. At the end of the day, you sing as many songs as you want, and the motive behind the song is also questionable on my side, because these are the guys who were apologizing not so long ago to the fans for doing political songs. Already they seem to have changed, because it now looks because they're singing for the current. Again, he's not going to be power for forever. Something will change again. Then we see them flip flopping. Let's judge a man by how he stand by his word and show his support for what he believes in. And these guys, they don't stand for anything. They stand for whoever pay their bills, and I think that's very questionable. That's very questionable. That's what I can say.
We do appreciate your time, participating right here on Point of View. Lawrence, not forgetting CJ also, thank you so much for participating. My co-host, Lance, you've been great, and I wouldn't actually call you my co-host because you've done the role of a guest, and an analyst of the stories. So I do appreciate, you've been great. Not forgetting the people out there that have sent in messages, and the viewers, we do appreciate. For more stories of the week and news of the week, do catch us every Saturday at 9 p.m. Central African time. We've been all yours on Point of View. God bless you. We do appreciate. See you next time.